Oh my God, Jane.
Hi, yes.
Can you believe this is our first podcast?
It's our very first episode. And honestly, I think it's about time. Everyone in the world has a podcast, but I didn't have one.
Because you know what? We have opinions too.
We have opinions too, in fact.
I have opinions too.
Oh.
Singular.
Oh, is that, should I go?
Yes, because I'm always behind the scenes, staying quiet, and I have opinions too.
Oh, the emancipation of Ernie, I see, yes.
The emancipation of Ernie. Watch out, Mariah Carey.
Well, welcome, Ernie. In case you guys don't know, Ernie has been my partner for 11 years now.
Yeah, but we always round down to 10 because it's easier.
It's easier, and it makes people feel less bad about their own relationships and them not working out.
Plus, we don't like odd numbers.
No, odd numbers are what's that word? Bad luck.
Are they?
I don't know. I feel like they are. Isn't that what they say about that one Dance of the 41 movie we watched? How 41's a bad number in Mexico.
Oh,
now?
yes, in Mexico City.
And 41 would be an odd number.
But since we're in the topic of bad luck, I don't think people will necessarily this is bad luck. Depends on your views. I don't want to offend anyone, but I think we accidentally became Satanists.
Oh, Lord. Yes. Well, to give it a little backstory, a little context, as they say, I got complimentary tickets to go see Twin Temple at the Virgin Hotel. Shout out to Alexandra from Twin Temple. She's a lovely girl because I did a wig for her. But we did not expect what happened there.
So let me tell you something. I haven't even told my mom this because my mom is extremely religious.
Oh, she's fully burning the candles just for fun.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna bring this up, and I don't think she's ever gonna watch this or listen to this. So let's just talk about it. So we were at the Twin Temple concert.
Yeah, it was a concert.
Twin Temple concert.
It felt like a ceremony because it was very heavy-handed.
So let me tell you what happened. So first of all, they start off the show with upside down crosses. Right away, since growing up in that setting, religious setting, I was like, ooh, I'm kind of feeling a little chilly up in here.
You felt like you were doing something naughty?
Yeah, I started feeling it.
See, I guess I'm different because I grew up in Catholic school. So, for me, it was just kind of giggly. I found it hilarious.
I was like, ooh, I don't know. I did my first communion and everything. I feel like I shouldn't be here.
Oh, see, I did first communion, all that. I just never did the other one, the whole, I forgot what it was. I got kicked out of Catholic school before we do it. The confirmation, where, I get confirmed to go to heaven. Or I guess, I don't know. What is that about?
I forgot. I left that all in the past.
Honestly, it's all just formality. Oh, that's the devil.
That's the hat.
That was the devil right
James'
there.
hat just fell off.
It's going to stay off at this point. But the whole concert was actually a really fun theatrical experience. I guess watching an interview later, she explained that it's supposed to be a ceremonial experience, like you're going to a church.
Oh, that makes sense. Because let me tell you, I don't know what Satanists call us, but I felt like I got baptized in that concert.
Well, she did spit blood on you.
So they start off the show, right? They start spilling unholy water?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a Satanist.
It's probably just Las Vegas tap water, to be honest with you.
Which is even worse.
They're Sin City tap water.
Sin City tap water. You know what? Maybe I've been unholy blessed before this anyways.
Were you doing something unholy?
I don't think you can afford the rights to that song.
But that's fine. It's okay. I tried to make something happen here and you just let it die. It's all right. It's fine. But yeah, Twin Temple. Not to break off the subject, but I'm going to break off the subject. It's still about the subject. But we were going through it a little bit with the lead singer of the opening band. Because, we were trying to determine whether or not they were hot.
Okay, we're backtracking. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. We were trying to decide whether he's hot or not. But you know what? Sometimes hotness and sex appeal is not about how you look. It's about your attitude and how you carry yourself.
It's about the vibe.
It is definitely about the vibe.
And honestly, he had what they call big dick energy.
Yeah,
Truly.
He was definitely vibing.
He was satanic big D energy.
Yeah, at the end.
Big demon energy.
Big demon energy, yes. But no, at the end, he ended it with a big pose, popped his collar, looked at the audience, and was with blood all over his mouth. And I was like, oh my God.
It was as if a demon version of James Dean had come onto the stage and struck a pose. It was super gay, but I fluttered a little bit. I was like, oh, am I finding this really small, twinkish demon twink kind of hot?
Twunk at this point.
Twunk. Demon, very much twunk.
I was like, I feel like I'm ready to sin. So he definitely set me up. He was a good opener because I was ready to sin after that.
Honestly, we were opened up.
Oh my
They were
god.
they were the plug.
No poppers needed.
But yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, it was like the drinking of the blood for one, and then they ended up with like tearing out pages from the Bible. Like, it was very heavy-handed. But again, so was a lot of like Catholic ceremonies if you like grew up with that.
I did. So it was basically that. It was like the opposite of that. Like I said, I was sprayed with unholy water and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? But not even that. Then she spit blood out onto the audience and like blood sprinkled on me. And I was like, why does it feel like it is all just coming to me? Like I felt like some weird connection. I'm like, do they know that my mom is super religious? And she has like some kind of like aura around me from her praying like every night?
Maybe. But again, I don't think you like went out and sacrificed a goat. So how powerful could it have really
I know,
been?
but then that's not it. What happened is at the end, sorry, I don't want to give out too much of your concert, but I have to talk about it. At the end, they start ripping the Bible and then she like throws it. And for some reason, the whole Bible hits me on my face.
I forgot about that.
I was like, this has to be an unholy sign or something because why is everything touching me?
Not to, downplay what you went through. I'm sure getting hit in the face with a scrap of a Bible was really hard for you. But hear me out. I bought merchandise at the top of that show and had to hold it the whole time. So I feel like I was suffering more. I had a vinyl and a little puppet in my hand.
Not knowing that you could buy the merchandise after the show.
And I probably could have gotten it free too if I asked. But you know what? That's why we support, small
You
creators,
supported
indie
an
artists.
indie artist, which is
Hmm.
good.
Yeah. Um, Looking at this, from like a later standing point, do you think anything weird has happened since we became Satanists?
I don't know. I was really hoping we did that whole symbolism thing that maybe from us being there,
And we'll get like a platinum record.
yeah, you get like something, but Hot Topic,
It did go plastic
like
cups,
one
yeah.
plastic cups.
But I guess we should give them more context for that. Like, a big thing on like YouTube, like a big wormhole, some musical like people that cover music goes, is they always say like people that are like big record artists are involved with like Satanism or something. They're
Symbolism.
doing their symbolisms to the Dark
Like
Lord.
when you cover your eye in a picture.
And it gets crazy. Like a lot of them will like really reach very far to the fact that it's like they're reaching to a whole other continent at some point. It's just like, Sabrina Carpenter sacrificed a goat head so that she could have espresso go number 2. Like, come on now. What are we doing here?
If she did that, she would at least be number one.
She would have gotten a number 1 hit. Yeah. Taylor Swift wouldn't have blocked her or whoever.
So, maybe that symbolism we did at the Twin Temple concert will give us like good ratings on this podcast or something.
You know what? I will say this. Maybe this is a strange occurrence, and maybe this is a reason why this happened. As you all may have, well, not all of you would know this, but I did go to New York recently,
Hmm.
and at the Brim Broom Boulevard like premiere party that I was asked to invite and was intended to, like I did not see this coming. This was a surprise attack. While I was, downstairs, just commingling in drag, living my best life. I didn't ask for this to happen. Who should come up to me but David Burka, who is Neil Patrick Harris's husband? We're making up small talk, and he's like, quick, quick, quick. You have to get up. We have to take a photo together. So we go to the step and repeat. And he brings over this beautiful girl and her friend. The friend is his daughter. But this girl that he brought over was Mariska Hargitay's daughter.
What?
And when I tell you, I about shat and like had to like pretend I wasn't like sitting in my own filth in my underwear. Like that's how I felt. I was like, "You so great to meet you." Because when I tell you, I've avoided this family like the plague. Not that I don't like them. It's just I think they think it's weird.
Oh, they will definitely go up to you and be like, you'll say hi and be like, get away from me, weirdo.
Get away from me, you freak. It's always what I'm thinking. So it's just like I would feel the same way. Because it's like, I guess I took their grandmother's name and she like introduced her so formally and so like cavalier like this. Just like, Joe, do you know this girl does your grandmother? I'm like, hi. I was mortified. Like it was really, really sweet. And I can tell his heart was in the right place, but I did not know what to say.
Were you like froze? Were you like when you met Chris Van Vliet? Were you just like frozen.
No,
My
it's not like
beautiful
that
stuff.
because like that's a different thing. Like I get like butterflies in my stomach if someone's really really cute. But like this is one of those situations where it's just like I felt like I shit my pants on the first day of school. That's kind of how it felt. I was like it's very much like that.
So, would you say the symbolisms work?
I guess the symbolisms worked. You know, they work in mysterious ways. Be careful what you wish for. This is what Rosemary's Baby was about.
Just to let you know, okay, I don't identify as a Satanist.
Oh no.
No, I don't.
Well, I don't identify as anything. I don't believe in anything. I believe in me.
I believe in the universe.
I'm like I mentioned before on all my live streams. I'm actually like incorporating becoming a cult. Like I want to be a cult leader. I think that's probably my next venture.
And talking about cult leader, if you don't know, James does have a Discord made by one of James' subscribers named Sponge King. So it does get messy in there. Not because of us, because we don't know what we're doing.
Because of
in
him.
there.
We'll just blame him.
Because
I have nothing to do with this. I barely signed on saying it was okay.
And since we're talking about the Wiglets, if you don't know, we are filming a video podcast as well, but we are live taping it on James Wiglet exclusive tier on YouTube.
Yes, and the Wiglets get to like sit in and watch and listen and kiki, and we may even read some of the stuff that they say or take topics from and act like we came up with them because that's what all podcasters do.
So yeah, right now we're gonna look into the chat and see if they have any topics or questions, or if they have any opinions too.
Ooh.
Let's check it out.
All right, let's see what's saying. What are they going? What's going on? I want to call this segment James Mansfield Compliments. This can actually happen live right now. Every Wiglet, pay attention. I need you to compliment me and say how gorgeous I look today. Please. This is very, very important for me and my self-esteem, but mostly also for you if you actually want to stick around here. I'm waiting. Let me know what they say.
Pax said, grabs the holy water. We all love Jesus as much as James does.
Oh, that's cute.
Martha wants to know if the expensive meal was worth it at Resorts World.
I will tell you this right now. I did not pay 1 red cent for that. That's what they call, being an influencer. That's what it was. It was good. Don't get me wrong. It was very, very good.
Oh, it was really good. So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So James did the float for Resorts World here in Las Vegas for Pride. And then return, they honestly paid for everything.
Yeah, they gave us a sickening supply of, Resorts World amenities. But like, here's the thing. I did this to myself. It's not any fault on them. I picked up double work. I didn't have to do 2 bookings those 2 days, but I did. And I think if I were ever to do that again, it would just be the parade and then be done with that and take a day for myself. Also, I've mentioned it too, like, I learned I don't know how to relax. Like,
we both don't know.
I'm incapable of it. Like, it was a beautiful resort. Like, I went to the pool and everything. They had like a little private sectioned off quarter for people that were going to that hotel. And I'm sitting there at the little round pool. The little waterfall's going. I'm looking around in the sun. I'm drinking my little pink drink. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, what a fucking waste of time this is. Could not relax.
Honestly, that's how I felt too. I was like, we could like be starting a podcast today. We could be editing a video, filming a video. I think we just have to like learn how to step back and learn how to relax. It felt like, honestly, it felt like we were going through the motions of relaxing. Like, this is what I have.
It felt
to
like
do
a
to
chore
relax.
almost.
Yes.
Like we're at a checklist. Like, okay, like this is what I need to do to get to relaxation. I don't feel like I ever really got there.
But should we answer Martha's question?
What's her question?
Was the expensive food worth it?
That's a great question. I guess since I actually want to eat there again, I will say it's worth it. But also be careful what you're paying. Know your budget because it's expensive. It's a casino.
This casino prices here in Las Vegas are expensive. The lobster chowder miso soup, whatever they gave us, that was good.
Lobster bisque miso soup.
That was $100.
It was $100, but you got a whole ass lobster and it was stuffed and breaded.
And then the soup with lobster.
I also learned this. I don't particularly like breaded lobster or lobster really.
I enjoyed it. I'll go back and spend $100.
See, for me it was the sushi. I like the sushi, but again, like sushi's kind of sushi everywhere.
That is true. Like I even had like grocery store sushi, and I enjoyed it.
Oh, where back when we worked at the bank, and like once a week that guy would show up, and we'd always be first in line to get that fresh sushi.
Mm-hmm. We had to. That's the best.
Everything. That's how you know I got paid. I was eating sushi that week. Otherwise, it was a stale cold Crunchwrap Supreme that we would get from doing our change orders. God, I don't miss working at the bank.
Wait, are we still going with the compliments?
Oh no, we're done.
You didn't even get one. You only got like,
He's just said one. It's okay.
oh,
I'm not selfish. I know they love me, as you all should. Well, you know what we should talk about? What's going on right now in straight TikTok? They're co-opting
they
Locktober.
are co-opting Locktober. Can you explain to the people, to the straight people, if there's any listening, what Locktober actually is?
Okay, so Locktober is actually a very prominent thing that happens in the kink community, where you would use a chastity device and lock up your lower half, basically, so you don't shoot. It's
Oh.
it's subjecting yourself to like basically, I guess it's supposed to free your body and your mind of like, not having to constantly release yourself. I guess some people find it very enlightening.
Why don't you just join a religion for that?
I don't know, it just feels like a reason to get blue balls just for fun. And I don't see the appeal of that.
You know, some straight people might say it's called marriage.
Why'd you get married? Yeah, you idiot. Oh my gosh. But yeah, they do this for fun. And I guess like they also try and tie in and tack on like, it makes me free my mind up so I don't think about that all the time. And I'm like, or you could just, it's okay. Just off, it's fine.
I feel like I'll think about it even more.
I feel like that too. But I guess that's also like a mental thing. Like they like that. Like it's basically like, cucking yourself.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's very gay. Only gays would think that up. But the straights think it's actually like about fitness,
Oh,
which I think is
locking
hysterical.
in
You
at
got to
the
lock
gym.
in, bro.
Lock in, bro. I have seen a lot of those, and I'm just like, I thought it meant something else.
It's kind of like that one poster at the gym that said "Work out your bussy," and they didn't know what bussy was. It gives very that. I want them to take Twink next.
It kind of gives me like Effie vibes, like the wrestler.
Yeah.
Remember, he was bringing like Bussy to the pro wrestling world, and pro wrestlers were like living for it.
Or you heard bussy on commentary. That's how you know we've gone too far. We truly have. We got to take some rights away. Okay.
You know
Kidding.
that kind of okay, so for people that don't know, this kind of like an inside thing that
Yeah.
James and I had. So the reason, oh my god, should I even talk about this?
What is it?
Do you guys remember Chris Crocker?
Oh, I know what you mean. How could you forget Chris Crocker?
So back in the day when I was younger, I had a little Twitter, and then I looked up Chris Crocker
Just see what they were up to.
just to see what they were up to.
I believe she's a woman now, but I'm not exactly certain on what her name is now. It's been a while since I've checked in. But let's continue our story.
So then I looked up the artist formerly known as Chris Crocker,
Yes.
and they were eating spaghetti out of their butt. Like fully, like fork, like spaghetti sauce all up in their butt, and then reached the fork back, twisted it, picked up the spaghetti,
They were digging in
like
there.
really digging in there,
Like they were getting a good healthy bite.
and then ate it.
And the top comment on this one that had the most votes up was, "Do gays deserve rights?"
Like what?
That was also like the very like beginnings of like only like OF.
That OF wasn't even around then.
Yeah. What were they doing that on? Like Gumroad or something? Like how do you
I don't know.
What pay site were we doing this for? Was it just for public consumption? You gave that for free?
I don't know, but I can't. Like every now and then, I think about that moment. I was like, that moment changed my life.
Honestly, this just sounds like a lot of acidity in your butthole. And like my butt's never done anything to me. I don't know why I would have to punish it like that. Like wouldn't that give you heartburn?
Maybe that was their symbolism.
Oh. But they already had like their big moment. I don't think we can connect it to that. I think they just were like adventurous.
I was just trying to stick to a topic.
They were just trying, they were having fun with their food. They're playing with their food.
All right, now I think it's time for a shameless plug.
Yes. What are we plugging first? You may be wondering why my makeup is so gorgeous today. Well, I will tell you this, and I will actually help you out. If you use my name, Jaymes Mansfield, at kimchichicbeauty.com, you'll save 15% at checkout. Just use it. It's like a secret code, okay? I'm not, I'm letting you in on a secret, okay? Right, Ernie? Like, this is helping them out.
This is
It's
helping you guys out.
truly like you want makeup and you want good makeup, get Kimchi Chic Beauty. But tell them James Mansfield sent you. That's the most important thing.
James is basically calling you ugly.
I'm not calling you ugly. I'm just saying if you have to buy it, don't go in person. Don't buy it in person. Go on their website and use my code. That's the only way to buy it.
So code James Mansfield at kimchichicbeauty.com for
Thank you.
15% off your purchase.
You keep me on track. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was a shameless plug. And I guess, of course, if you like beautiful hair, if you like beautiful wigs, you want a styled wig, you want to look sickening, you want the girls to hate you, girl, go to jamesmansfieldbeauty.com and get you a wig. All right? You heard of We're Here? This is We're Hair. This wig could change your life. It probably won't. I'm not guaranteeing that. I can't promise that. But you'll probably look better. Probably better than before. So just think about it. Consider it. Wigs are great.
So if you want a new wig, go to jamesmansfieldbeauty.com. They're premium wigs, baby.
They're premium, baby. What is that from?
Okay. So,
Tell that story.
yeah.
Oh my God.
But,
That's my favorite.
Okay, they're not all premium, okay? Just make sure you look at the premium title.
Oh, okay. I remember this story now. So this is actually reaching back to when you used to do a lot of videography for people back in Milwaukee. Ernie was quite the prolific cameraman. And he was very big in the dance community. You used to be you still are a great dancer, but you were more involved with it.
I don't dance as much anymore, so the muscle memory is gone.
But one thing you'll know about dancers when you hang out with them is they're very needy and they constantly need things like videos. So as soon as they found out Ernie could like press record on a camera, he instantly had work. Well, at least he was doing favors for people. It's very rarely they paid you. But like for this instance, it was a local jewelry sponsor that sponsored the dance troupe you were in. And you had to record like a mock, not even mock, like a little like promo like video for them. And what was it, jewelry? And like,
I don't know the name. Let's just make up a name. It was
Okay.
like Julia Sophia.
okay, the leader of the dance troupe was this fabulous camp man who basically had all the dancers like lined up and like they'd walk over and they'd walk out of frame. It's very like Bob Fosse and Cabaret, right? And meanwhile, he's strutting down this studio just going, you want to look fabulous? You want to look chic? You want to walk down the street and make people hate you? Julia Sophia. It's jewelry, baby.
That has been stuck in my head forever.
I will never leave.
It will never leave. I feel like you just need to take that. When next time you get a sponsorship,
Let me, like, the most, like, ticky-tacky jewelry.
but
Just
no,
really,
even,
really,
like,
just
if
really sell
anything,
it.
like it's mental health, baby.
It's mental health, baby. It's when you said it like Austin Powers. That was what it did for me. It's jewelry, baby. Oh, good times.
Let's go back to see if the Wiglets have any topics. Margarita said, AI writing could never. All right, so everybody on the Wiglet chat wants to know, how was your New York trip?
I will tell you this right now. It'll probably be the last time I ever do something like this. Because, like, the party was great. I love the people. But, like, doing the red eye experience and going to New York last minute, I don't think I'll ever do that again. You guys, if you're a Wiglet, you already know this. I'm not someone that complains. I'm not like that. I don't do that. I never complain. But just trying to get an Uber from the airport to the hotel was $120.
What?
And I was texting fellow Wiglet Carl because he lives there and he was going to hang out with me that weekend. And apparently that's like par for the course. He's like, oh, that's actually pretty cheap. It's usually more than that. I'm like, just to get back from the airport?
That's crazy.
That was insanity. I was like, $120? That's like $1,200. Like, I can't. I almost bought a ticket and went back home. That's where we were.
I do have a question. Does anybody even know how much Uber drivers make? Like, because I feel like every time like I take an Uber, they try to give me like a sob story or something so I could tip them more. But I'm just like, do people actually know how much they make? Because I feel like you went on a research journey and you saw a lot of young people saying they don't tip their Uber drivers no more because they feel they make too much.
Well, apparently it's like a big Gen Z thing where like they're on this big kick of not tipping. Like I've watched a couple TikToks now where they'll mention like how they got Uber Eats or DoorDash and just like they're so proud of themselves, like, and no, I didn't leave any tip. Just like so brazen like that, proud of themselves even. And I thought, if only I could have been born a generation with that kind of power.
That kind of mindset.
That kind of confidence to just say that with a full chest and not feel a bit of remorse.
Oh, I mean, I do have somebody I spoke to recently that they were like, oh no, I don't ever tip. I pay for the service already.
That's kind of sickening. The way they can like just do that math in their mind, that gymnastics, that's kind of sickening.
They're like, I'm already paying for the service. Why should I tip? I was like, I mean, I at least tip something.
You kind of ate that though. The fact that they're just able to like decipher it in their mind, like, you know what, they don't deserve this. In fact, it's very much like, you chose this path, didn't you? But apparently, I did my little research journey. I guess they make a lot of money per hour, like people that drive for Uber and stuff.
That's crazy.
So, and here's the thing, I'm not one to like knock tipping. I tip. But sometimes the suggestions are a little insulting. It's just like, okay, so you paid, $25 for this Panera. Do you want to tip 16?
Like, I know, that's crazy. You want to tip them $20?
I'm just like, are they going to like sit and eat it with me too? Like, what? Am I buying them food as well? Like, what am I doing here? Yeah, the tip culture is insane. But I have to say, I do envy how this new generation is just not afraid to say they don't tip. So it's crazy.
So what is your opinion on tip culture? I'm going to give my opinion.
Give it.
I don't mind tipping. I mean, I feel like I've been on the other side, which I don't mind tipping, but also I mind over tipping. Like, I'm learning not to over tip.
You see, I was raised wrong because like my father instilled in us that like you have to give a good tip. But I feel like it's also, my dad's also the person who'll overdo it a lot. He has a tendency to just throw his money away. So I guess I kind of inherited that, but I'm getting a little better at it.
No, I mean, I'm trying not to over tip because I was at a casino here in Las Vegas ordering some food. I paid for the food. I picked it up. I was dining in. I have to pick it up. It was like a pickup spot. It wasn't like a waiter comes in and gives me my food.
Okay.
But the machine did not give an option to like not tip. Like, you had to tip. Like, I'm there ordering my food. I have to get my own drink.
They said gratuity is included. It's not just a suggestion.
Yeah, but I'm like, what am I tipping? Like, am I paying?
You're tipping the robot. The energy it took that robot to plug all that in.
That's the thing. There are robots here too that are bartending here as well, and apparently Uber is thinking about but implementing
driverless
cars.
And again, in Las Vegas, that's a terrifying thought considering how many vehicular like problems and slaughters we have here. Like, people are horrible drivers here.
They are.
And I can imagine like what they'll be like if they have to compete with androids as well. If we're making this in the iRobot, it's gonna be bad. Like, there's gonna be a lot of incidents. Like, when we first moved here, it was always on the news someone getting hit by a car.
It still is. Basically,
we stopped watching the news.
No, I mean, I stopped watching the news in Las Vegas because basically when you turn it on, it's like you're living in Gotham City.
You see, also, I feel like maybe it's nicer other days, or maybe it was nicer at a different time. Because also we moved here, it was like at the height of like when that one investigative journalist was murdered, and that was all they were talking about.
That was crazy.
And it was like an ongoing investigation every single week. I was gripped, but it also probably wasn't the best thing for mental health to establish what Las Vegas is like.
That's why I stopped watching the news. We live far away from the city to the point where I'm just like, I'm in my own little world. I don't need to live in Gotham City. I mean, I am living in Gotham City, but in my mind, I'm like in the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin still.
And I bet the residents of Gotham City are just like that too. They probably don't watch the news either. There's like, oh, again, another carjacking. God, what is that, Tuesday? I feel like we gave a solid opinion on tip culture.
And
I don't know how we got to Gotham City, but I feel like we got there.
This was supposed to be the episode about Satanism.
And you know what? These are all dark-sided topics. It's all dark-sided.
Also, you're going to realize that we're just random. We don't really stick to topics or schedules because, as you know from Jaymes' YouTube channel, we don't have a scheduled date to upload.
But you're also a bit of an apologist. Because I feel like I'm making amazing content right now. Because I've listened to a lot of podcasts, and it's literally just this. Some of them are even less structured than this. It's like straight guys talking about buying potatoes at the grocery store. And they're saying, like, no way, bro.
I don't even listen to podcasts.
Okay.
So
you said that in such a matter-of-fact way.
No, I mean, like, I don't. So I was like, when the Wiglets were asking for us to start a podcast, I'm like,
what do I even do?
What do we do? Like, I could just talk randomly and give, like, my bad opinions. That's about it.
And you see, you just gotta stop apologizing. It's okay if you just talk. They don't care. They're happy. They're sitting there cutting their vegetables or washing their dishes. They just want to hear voices. The next podcast is going to be literally an hour of us just making fart noises with our mouths.
Well, I'm hoping this episode wasn't too dark-sided for you, just pray for us. Do something. I don't know what to do.
And you know what? If more opportunities open up in my career, praise Satan. Truly.
You're gonna act like the ending of Rosemary's Baby.
Oh my God, where she's just like, no, no, no. Maybe. She's like the 60s version of the kombucha girl. She's Brittany Broski.
Yes.
No, maybe Satan. Okay.
What is it going to do for me? Now let's bring it back to like the beginning.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed Twin Temple's concert.
Oh.
Like she has some vocals.
The bitch can sing. Like there's no doubt. And she was so sweet. Meeting her afterwards, she was the sweetest girl. And like she was just really interested in our love for life and everything like that. She loved love, as she said. Mm-hmm. And I will say, for Satanist crowd, they were one of the most polite punk shows I've ever been to. Mm-hmm. There was no mosh pit.
Jesus was there.
Jesus was there. Fully.
Yeah, Jesus was there. There was a guy dressed up as Jesus. Like fully.
But not one mosh pit, not once did I get elbowed in the face. It was a good time.
And they're a cute couple.
Oh, yeah. The guy, he was a lot cuter than I thought.
I was like, oh.
He had like a long, shaggy hair thing going on. I was like, oh.
If you're listening to this, we're not coming for your man, okay?
Also, it's okay if like, we spoiled this concert a little bit. That was like their last stop on the tour anyway. So that concert's done.
But yeah, she could sing. She has a voice. I was not expecting. Some people don't sound like the record. She sounded like the record, but better. Yeah. So let's give them a little applause.
Applause.
And a little cheer. Well, that was our first episode of our new podcast. I have opinions too. If you have anything you want us to talk about, if you're watching it on YouTube, comment down below. I don't know how podcasts work, if you comment anywhere else, or if you want to be part of the live taping experience, join the Wiglet tier on Jaymes Mansfield's YouTube members section.
Yeah, consider becoming a Wiglet. Join the discussion. You also unlock Jaymes Mansfield themed emotes as well as exclusive content from moi.
More like early access content.
Early access. And if I decide, maybe I'll show something. You never know. I'm unpredictable.
That's more like OF stuff.
Okay, it's like a Patreon kind of thing, yeah.
You know what?
I'm classy of a Patreon.
Which I think I already have.
I like that, actually. I don't have an OF, okay? I'm classy. I show my titties on Patreon.
They do that,
it's
don't
artsy.
They? People do that.
Until next time, we'll see you guys in the live streams.
Bye. Also, we don't have a schedule yet.
We'll figure it out. It's fine. We'll pop up.
So right now, we're going to have random podcast dates.
Yeah. Shoot out there. Have an opinion, too. Okay?
Yes.
Go home.
Bye.
Bye.